Hello everybody, this week is Westie week and I'm going to show you how we prepare our doggies' food, and it only costs under $2 a day to feed each dog. Our two Westies are very active and are super healthy. They can walk 10 kilometres without any problem. We put this down to them being on a very healthy diet. We're going to show you how we prepare a month's worth of meals in one go. So what I have here are 4 packs of chicken necks, 6 packs of liver and heart, 6 kilos of pet mince, 4 pieces of pumpkin, 15 carrots, and turn it into 60 meals. The liver and heart and pet mince is going to get cooked and the chicken necks will be raw. The carrot will do raw and the broccoli and pumpkin will steam, slightly al dente, so it's slightly cooked for them. We've been feeding Mary and Harris like this now for a few years, and Harris has stopped itching because he had a little itch before, which is a Westie trait sometimes. They have the hip dysplasia and itchiness. So we found by changing his diet, he stopped itching. We go by the weight of the dog. Mary is about 7.5 kilos and Harris is about 9.5 to 10 kilos. So the amount to feed the dog is 2% of their body weight. So we're going to average out between 250 to 300 grams between all of this food. So we're going to cook this outside because it smells pretty gross. We always do the liver first, because any juices of that goes into the pet mince. So we're going to fry off the liver, add the juice as well. We'll cook that thoroughly. Then we'll have to do it in batches because there's just so much. So this is cooking slowly. The doggies get the plates to lick. They like raw carrots, so we just leave it raw. But when they do get their meal, we cut that up better. It's just for portion sizes, is what we're doing just now. So 15 carrots, 4 carrots, 60 dinners. So we've done our first batch, and there's the second batch, and there's the hearts ready to cook. Okay, so we're now on to the broccoli. The dogs don't seem to like this raw, so I do just give it a quick steam. We don't get the portion sizes exact, so some meals are bigger than others. As long as I get 10 pieces out of it per broccoli, that's my 60 meals again. I portion it up before it goes into the pan, so it makes it easier. When it comes out, it's all ready just to bag. Now, this recipe can be mixed up. You know, some people like to add rice, add different veggies, do your research. This works for our Westies. They have this every night and they're healthy little dogs. They're getting fresh meat and veg rather than processed food. So our first batch of broccoli is steaming quite nicely. It actually smells delicious, I have to say. Lucky doggies. I'll check that. I don't want it overcooked, just to make sure it's cooked a little bit. And then we'll do the second batch. In the meantime, Lewis is preparing the pumpkin.
I've got to take the pips out because I can't digest them. Cut this in half. So we've got 4 pieces of pumpkin, and then each part's got to be cut into 16.
Skins are really hard to take off, so it's all been trial and error because we've been doing this for a while now. So I found the easiest way of doing it was to cut it into sections first and then take the skin off, because it's really tough, it's hard. We've got to make sure that the peel's cut off because I don't think it's very digestible, even in doggies. So all the meat's cooked now, and we'll just put that there and we'll divide that up into 60 pieces as well. So we've cooked all the meat, and now we're going to do the pet mince, and then the mince will absorb all the leftovers from cooking the heart and liver. So I've got 6 kilos of pet mince. I'll divide the meat into 60 pieces. Again, because of the amount that we're doing, we have to do everything in batches. Now, as I said previously, there are different recipes. We've based this loosely on the BARF diet and what we've researched ourselves. And we were informed through many different sites and information that broccoli and carrot was really good for dogs. So we've done 2 batches of broccoli. So second batch is ready. So by cutting it up and portion sizing it off beforehand, we know there should be 60 pieces there. And we're now going to do the pumpkin. And again, we'll just lightly cook that. The reviews I read was cook the pumpkin slightly, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so that's the first 2 kilos of peppermints cooked. So that's 20 portions there. And then we'll get the next 2 kilos on. It is a couple of hours work, but this feeds my doggies for a whole month. So we finally finished the pumpkin. So that's the last batch ready to go into the steamer. And we've got the skins from the pumpkin and the carrot, and they'll now go into our recycle bin. And Mary and Harris are waiting at the top of the garden. They don't like the sound of the noise of everything grilling. Hello, my darlings. Hello, my darlings. So I haven't got anything planted in here yet. It's coming up to springtime. I need to get my gardening thing out. We'll just put this in. I'm just a new gardener learning about gardening. Miss Mary. Hello, Miss Mary. Are you a happy girl? Yes, she is. She's a happy girl. Oh, hello. Hello. So we're now ready for bagging. Chicken necks I always feel a bit icky about. So we've done 20, 40, 60. So I'll just do, I divide that up, so half it, so that'll be 10. And then a piece of liver, pumpkin, broccoli, and carrot. So if we go to the scales, this should weigh anything between 250 grams to 300, which is almost spot on. But I now know that the doggies are getting everything they need. We use the chicken necks because sometimes heart and liver can be a bit rich on their tummies. And with having the neck, it's softer. We don't use chicken wings because avoiding the bones. So here we have 60 doggy meals all ready. For the next month, I just have to take 2 portions out of the freezer and voila. Some will be heavier than others. Let's have a look at this one. So here we are sitting on over 300 grams, which is a little bit more. I'll maybe look for a smaller one. Here's a smaller one. So that's 250 grams. As I said, the ideal amount of food to give your doggy is 2% of their body weight. So Mary and Harris will get anything from 250 grams upwards. Mary and Harris are helping clean up. We like to give Mary and Harris hemp seed oil. This is actually human grade and it's rich in omega-3, 6 and 9 essential fatty acids. It supports healthy skin and coat, joints and muscles, and overall well-being. So I find, Mary, Harris, the easiest way to give them this, because it's only 1 ml for their size, I simply take a sausage and I cut out the middle. Some people say just spread it over their food. If you do that, you're not guaranteed they're going to get it. This is just a normal sausage. I came up with this idea. I don't know if anybody else has done it because I haven't actually researched it, because I just wanted to make sure they were actually getting it. So I just pour a little bit of oil into the center of the sausage. That's probably too much, so I'll pour some of it into that one. So there we go. Good boy. And Mary, good girl. There we are. So that way, down the hatch, I know they've got their oil and there's no waste. So Lewis is now going to cut up the doggies' dinner. We've taken 2 portions out of the freezer and they've been defrosted overnight, then in the fridge during the day. And Harrisy gets, yes, you're getting your dinner, darling. Harrisy gets his dinner separately from Mary. So as you can see, they're getting really excited because Daddy's cutting it up. So what we've done is we've put it into trays so it spreads it around. Harris, sit. Harris gets his separately. And then Mary sits really pretty for hers, don't you, darling? Mary, say, no, Mary, say please.
Good girl.
What a good girl. Yes, by putting it into trays, it means it spreads it around and they don't just gulp it down. When we put it into a doggy bowl, it was gone in 3 gulps. And then, not very nice, it's all come back up again. So we put it into these trays. Yeah, stops them from choking. We feed them separately. And then when Mary's finished, we let Harris out. We really love making these videos for you, and we hope you enjoy watching them too. Thank you for watching Lewis and Bonnie's Australia.